Good morning and welcome to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. On February 9th, the Milwaukee Common Council voted unanimously to approve renaming the Milwaukee Fire Department Administration headquarters after its designer, the city and state's first African-American architect, the late Alonzo Robinson. I am excited to be joined by three of Mr. Robinson's four kids, Wayne, Kim, and Jean Robinson, as well as his beautiful widow, Mrs. Theresa Robinson. We'll get their thoughts and perspective on this extraordinary recognition. How's everybody doing?
Great.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you all so much for being here with me today. And what I wanted to talk about, just how wonderful it is to be able to celebrate Black History Month, having a building named in honor of your dad. How did all of this come about?
Well, what happened is I was working with Claiborne Benson at the Wisconsin Black Historical Society, and we talked about doing an exhibition on my dad in the Wisconsin Black Historical Museum. So when I talked to him about that, he said, well, hey, Ken, we might as well also submit his name for one of the public buildings. And so the fire department was one of the buildings that he did, as well as Central City and other landmark churches around the city of Milwaukee. So we submitted an application to the city of Milwaukee to have the Milwaukee Fire Department headquarters renamed in his name, a building that he designed in 1959, 1960, when he worked for the city of Milwaukee.
That is pretty amazing. And the fire chief actually located the hand-drawn designs that your dad did for that building, right?
Yes, he did. And I would just like to say that I was able to get my hands on copies of it for the family. So it shows, has my dad's name on it. And, you know, it's going to be part of history for the family, as well as for the Wisconsin Black Historical Society.
Yeah, and I'd like to ask Wayne, if I could, like, what does all of this mean to you, being able to witness people of all ages, all colors and backgrounds, knowing what your dad contributed to the city of Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin?
Well, it is very meaningful to the family as well as myself. And we are elated that this finally has happened. And one of the things that our father made very clear to our family was that he wanted to be recognized for his work and not so much for being the first registered Black architect in the state of Wisconsin. So what has happened, Milwaukee has now honored his wishes in a manner that certainly is equal to almost royalty. So we are quite pleased and very grateful for what has certainly happened in the honoring of our father this way.
Absolutely. And Jean, of course, we haven't forgot about you two beautiful ladies there. You, of course, as I mentioned, are with your mom, Miss Theresa. How old is Miss Theresa? Or should I say, how young is she?
Oh, Miss Teresa's not going to tell you that. She asked how old you were. Certainly not on the air.
Not going to tell it. I understand. So the thing is you're there with your mom, and needless to say, she was right there from the early years to watch what your dad had to go through, some of the challenges that he faced because of his color, being a Black man, doing what he was doing, and being the only one. So what is she thinking through all of this and seeing just how much her husband is being admired and really just recognized for not only his work, but his brilliance?
Well, what she said when we explained and told her what was happening and that it had passed is that it's well-deserved, long overdue, but he did a lot of hard work to get this recognition. Right now is very well-deserved, was her reaction.
Yeah. So what does it mean for you all to have your mom here to really see all of this unfold?
Our mother played a pivotal role in our upbringing, okay? She certainly partnered with her husband in making sure that he was able to dedicate most of his time to his profession. And she instilled values in us. she also, she was very unselfish in her willingness to raise us to make sure that we had the proper morals, ethics, religion, and also help to guide us into the role of education for us, and positioned us in schools that we thought, that she thought, and my father as well, that would be best for us to continue to move in the direction that certainly we desire to do. She also was very, very instrumental in supporting our emotional feelings as well as our psychological feelings. And she was, again, you know, it's the old saying goes, behind every man there's an even stronger woman. So she certainly fulfilled that role, and we have a lot to thank her for in regards to her certainly keeping our father on course with the dedication to his business.
Yes, and that support is so important when people are in a marriage and working together for the better.
Andrea,
Yes, ma'am.
one of the things I wanted to add, you remarked about the picture and you asked what my mom thought. And it's been a very long, hard struggle, but it was my mom who was instrumental in working with Lloyd Barbie and signing us up for the desegregation of the Wisconsin schools. We were the plaintiffs in that suit. And that was mom and dad as well, but that was certainly mom's initiative, and worked together with Lloyd Barbie to get that done. And my dad at the time was breaking barriers, as you know, being the first Black registered and licensed architect during that time, starting from the 50s.
Yes, and I'm glad you brought that up. As you said, your mom and dad were co-plaintiffs in an NAACP-backed segregation-focused lawsuit that challenged MPS policies back in 1965. And your father was also a founding member of Northcott Neighborhood House. So that, of course, a nonprofit that's still standing today, making a difference in the lives of so many. But wanted to look at your dad's journey. He was a native of North Carolina, grew up in Delaware, had enrolled at Delaware State, and then, if I'm correct, got recruited to the Army. After leaving the Army, he then enrolled at Howard University, where he actually received a degree in architecture, and then moved to Milwaukee in the early 50s. All of you have gone on to do great things. You've got Kim, who's a retired Milwaukee police officer. Wayne retired as an executive from Kohler Company, and then Jean is an attorney with her own training company. So what do you guys remember most about your mom and dad's advice, especially when it comes to working hard?
Well, I would say that something that my mom always said to me and to us was L&L, listen and you will learn. If you listen to what's being said around you, you can learn a lot. And that's something I would take away from that.
All right. Wayne, what about you?
First of all, we were raised in a two-parent household, and the advantage of that, as we all know, is certainly just priceless today, and even yesterday it was priceless. So therefore, being raised under those particular situations, again, added to our emotional stability, and certainly our record certainly pretty much speaks for itself, because we all did quite well. And we are certainly pleased and very much proud of our parents, and just proud to be a part of this honor that our beloved city of Milwaukee is certainly bestowing on our father right now. It is something that certainly will add to his legacy. And by all means, it will certainly encourage other people of color to possibly pursue that profession in the future.
Yes, and I just want those who may not have paid attention to where the Milwaukee Fire Department headquarters is. It's at 711 West Wells Street, and your dad did a long list of buildings and parks around the city. So it's just a blessing to have his brilliance sprinkled all over the city, and now so many will know the hard work that he contributed and gave in. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.
Appreciate all of you, and much blessings to your beautiful mother there. It is a blessing to have had her join us today. We're going to take a quick break, and of course we'll return to our Issues Milwaukee, but I want to thank Mrs. Theresa Robinson, the widow of Mr. Alonzo Robinson, and his children Wayne, Kim, and Jean. Mr. Robinson's legacy will live on as Milwaukee and Wisconsin's first African-American architect. And when we return to our Issues Milwaukee, we'll talk about the renaming of Wall Park to Harriet Tubman Park on Milwaukee's near north side. It is a resolution that was sponsored by Milwaukee County Board Supervisor Soquana Taylor, and we'll discuss that right after this.